Building a report in CVxR starts with creating a new blank report. Within Information Central, open the folder where you want the new report to appear. Press the New Object Wizard button in Information Central and the Add Object Wizard will appear. Note that left-clicking and selecting New Report will not allow you to create a CVxR report. Select that you want to create a new Xtreme report and press the Next button. Choose the option for Call Event and press Next. Set the permissions for the new report and press Next. Now you can enter the name of the report and press the Finish button when you are done. You can open the CVxR Report Writer report by double-clicking on the report itself. The most important part of creating a report is determining what data will display in the report. This is determined primarily by developing a SQL query. In order to create your SQL query in the CVxR Report Writer, first click on the Data tab. Click on the ADO Query button from the toolbar on the left, and then click in the workspace to add the query object to the report. You can rename the query object from ADO Query 1 to a user-friendly name such as registration by updating the name field in the properties on the left panel, as well as the username field. Double-click on the query object to open a SQL window. In the SQL window, you can either type your SQL query directly, or you can use the Query Builder to create the SQL statement. In this example, we will enter the SQL statement directly. For the initial report, we will write the query to pull the registration list for a single event by specifying the event code in the where clause. Once you are done entering the SQL query in the SQL window, click the green check mark to save your query and close the SQL window. Creating the page layout allows you to determine how the data from your query displays on your report. Click on the Page 1 tab to display the page layout workspace. Similar to other report writers, the CVxR report writer uses bands to create levels of data on the layout. You can add bands for headers, footers, data bands, and data sub-bands. The first band we will add is a header band for the report. Click on the Insert Band button and select the Report Title option. The data and text that you place in this band will appear at the top of the report. You can expand the height of the report title band as needed by dragging the edge of the band. To add the name of the event to the top of the report, drag the session name field from the data tree on the right and place it in the report title band. You can make the box wider to accommodate longer event names. You can adjust the font, increase the font size, and bold the event name using the buttons on the toolbar at the top of the page. At any point in this process, you can preview the report by pressing the Preview button. You can then close the preview window simply by pressing the Close button. In order to display the name, organization, city, and state by registrant, we need to group the data. Click on the Insert Band button and select the Group Header option. A group window will appear and you can select which field you want to group by. In this case, we will group by the customer code so that each person's information is presented as a group. Once we have set our grouping, we can add the data band to the report. This will be where the list of registrants will appear. Click on the Insert Band button again and select the Master Data option. A Select Dataset window will appear, and you can select which dataset you want to display in this band. We only have one dataset in this report, so we will select the registration query. Adjust the height of the master data band, and then drag the full name, org name, city, and state fields into the band. A blue line will appear as you adjust the fields every time that they are aligned. You may need to adjust the width of these fields in order to accommodate the length of the names or organization names. Just like before, you can adjust the font size, as well as bolding or italicizing any of these fields. In order to place the city and state in the same text field, you can double-click on the city field to open a memo box. You can then manually add in the state field by following the format of the city field. You can then remove the original state field. If we want to add a page number at the bottom of each page, we can do that by adding a page footer. Click on the Insert Band button again and select the Page Footer option to add the page footer band to the report. Click on the Text Tool icon from the left toolbar to select the Text tool, and then draw a box in the page footer band. The memo window will open, and you can type the text that you want to appear on the report in the page footer. To insert the page numbers, click on the Insert Expression button, and the Expression Editor window will appear. Select the Variables tab and double-click on the page number variable. Press OK to close the Expression Editor, and press OK again to close the memo window. When you now preview your report, you will see the name of the event at the top of the report, the list of registrants, and a page number at the bottom of the page. If you want your list of registrants to display in columns, click the Page Settings button on the toolbar at the top of the report writer. On the Other Options tab, you can adjust the number of columns based on how you would like the report to display. The width and positions will automatically calculate, but you can also adjust them as desired. Now, your full name and org name fields are too long to fit in the columns, meaning that the long names will overlap into the next column. You should adjust the fields so that they fit within the width of the columns. A blue line will appear when the field edges are aligned on the right. Now the fields are too narrow to fit some of the longer values in this report. In order to accommodate the longer values, we can set the text within these fields to wrap. Click on the org name field and set the stretch mode property to SM actual height. This will expand the height of the text field to fit the value for that record. When you preview the report, you will see your list of registrants in columns. The report that we have created is coded for a particular event in the SQL query. We can configure this report to instead prompt us for the event code so that the report can be used for any event. To create a prompt window, click on the New Dialog Page button. You can add a caption to the window by updating the caption property for the dialog window. Click on the Edit Control button and click in the dialog window to add the fields to the window. This is where the person running the report will enter the event code. Click on the Button Control button and add a button to the dialog window. In the Properties panel, change the caption on the button to OK and set the modal results to MROK so that the report runs when the OK button is clicked. To adjust the query to accept the event code entered in the dialog box we've just created, click on the Data tab and open the query object. Update the SQL query so that the parameter eventCD is used in place of the actual event code. Click on the Parameters button and the Parameters Editor window will appear. Enter the field from the dialog page followed by .text into the value field and press OK. Now, when you preview the report, the event code entered in the dialog box will be used in the query.